All you can do is laugh at this point, right? Through 7 innings, the Jays are down 6-0 to the Yankees. And the Blue Jays have a total of 5 hits in 2 days. And as of right now, have been shut out through 7 innings in this series. I get it, Michael King's good. And I get it, Garrett Cole is going to win the Cy Young. But can this offense show a pulse somewhere? And people are going to start going on about Barrios and Trevor Richards and stuff like that. How about some offense, eh? People were so ready to rip Jordan Romano yesterday, but forget that the Jays didn't score a single run and had 3 hits. And today, it was a 2-0 ball game. Going into the 5th inning. Through 4. You had 1 hit. The problem with this is, if you've ever pitched, and the goal as a starting pitcher, or any pitcher really, is to keep your team in the ball game. Always the case. So that's why a quality start is 6 innings of 3-run ball, because more often than not, that's going to keep your team in the game. But the problem is, down the stretch, trying to get into the playoffs, every game is so magnified. And with how piss poor this offense has been all year, sure, they're going to give you these little spurts of happiness like that Rays series. But then they come right back down to reality and they can't do squat in this series. Their home road offensive numbers are, I don't get it. Their road numbers offensively are actually quite good. Their home numbers offensively, awful. And the Blue Jays right now, they were at the point where they had to win 3 games of the final 6. They had to go 3-3 the rest of the way to clinch a spot. Well, now you got to go, 3-1? That's to guarantee it, right? That's not obviously to get in, you have to get that. No, I think there's an instance where they can only win 1 game and still get in. But either way, and it would be very dicey if you only won the 1 game. But for God's sakes, you don't want this series, the last series to mean much. You don't want the last game of the season to have to be a Kevin Gausman start because you need to win that game to get in. You don't want that to be the case. But for God's sakes, they're showing no life. Nothing. The only guy to do anything today is Brandon Belt. Oh, 107 off the bat. Is that a home run? Or is that a double? Line drive to center. Right now it's 6-0 in the top. Now it's a single. There you go. Off of who? Genesis Cabrera. Man, God, he's been incredible to start his Jays career, but man, he's been tough recently. And that was off the lefty too, so that's tough. But in the end, the offense is nowhere to be found. It's been the story all year, and it will continue to be. Whether this team makes it in or not, if you're going to go to the Tampa Bay Rays, right? If you're going to the Trop, you're getting Zach Eflin and you're getting Tyler Glasnow. I get it. People are going to say, well, the Jays are pretty good against Glasnow, and Glasnow historically doesn't do good against the Jays. Yes, but this offense stinks. And Zach Eflin's probably their best arm. And for God's sakes, if you go to Minnesota, you got to deal with Sonny Gray, Joe Ryan. There's one more in there that I can't think of. But there's some damn good pitchers. And the moment the Jays face any pitcher with a pulse, they crap themselves. Glasnow, before he walked everybody, he was shoving the Jays like this. Michael King, second consecutive start of just giving the Jays nothing. And then another game against Garrett Cole where the Jays offense just shrivels up to nothing. And for God's sakes, the only guy to have a hit today, and sure, they've hit some balls to the warning track, but who cares? Is Brandon Belt, for God's sakes. The 35-year-old Brandon Belt who just came off the IL and he has 2 hits off of Garrett Cole. One was an extra base hit. And it was with nobody out. I think it was in the early goings of the ball game. Actually, it might have been the second inning. It's a leadoff double and you're thinking, hey, maybe. Biggio, Kirk, and then Matt Chapman with a guy at third and 2 out facing Garrett Cole. Yeah, we know where that's going. He's struggling. He's been horrific since the month of April. The offense reeks. And I was really coming around on Vladdy. You know, the really hard hit balls, the hitting fastballs, and then yesterday really turned me off with taking the two-seamer right down the middle and then striking out looking, and then today he's 0 for 3. Look, let's be honest. Your best players are, not doing it. Springer, Bassitt, and Vladdy combined 0 for 9 today with a strikeout. The odds of the Jays scoring any runs after that, it's not very good. You have 2 hits today, 4 strikeouts. You haven't walked once. Garrett Cole's just been pounding the zone. I'm ready for the season to be over, just for the fact that it has been a painful watch no matter what happens during the game. But they have another game tomorrow. God, and for God's sakes, you're not facing Michael King. You're not facing Garrett Cole tomorrow. Chris Bassitt gets the bump for the Blue Jays in the finale of the series against the Yankees. And at least as of right now, Luke Weaver is getting the start for the Yankees. And let me read you some numbers from Mr. Luke Weaver. First off, I'm curious about his WAR stats. It's a negative .6, which is awful, but it's a pit, whatever. 119 innings pitched. He's got an ERA of 6.47. He's allowed 27 home runs this year. An ERA of 6.47 in 119 innings. That's a massive sample size. Put that into perspective. Around that inning limit, Yusei Kikuchi had a whole run better ERA than that last year. And we know how painful that was to watch last year. What has his recent starts been like? And of course, his last outing was 5 1/3, 4 hits and no runs against Arizona. 4 innings, 3 runs against Pittsburgh, 4 1/3, 4 runs allowed against Tampa. He seems like he doesn't go very long. He's actually been quite decent with the Yankees recently. Let's see his Yankee numbers, because that might be interesting to see. It's a 2.89 ERA as a Yankee. So we'll see what happens tomorrow. But it's no Garrett Cole. It's no Michael King. For God's sakes, win a game tomorrow. Because you need it. Desperately. And if I'm thinking right now with Seattle and Houston playing each other, I want Seattle to win. The reason do I really want Seattle to win though? The reason I'm in between about this is, one, the Jays have the tiebreaker against Houston, but not Seattle. That's important. However, and then they go to Arizona, Houston does, to end the season, and Arizona's been playing some really good ball recently. They're fighting for their playoff lives. But then Seattle goes to Texas, right? Hold on. Actually, you know what? I think Seattle actually welcomes in Texas. Yeah, so it's in Seattle, but Texas has dominated Seattle all year long. So I don't know who to choose for, but for the love of God, can this team make it a little bit easier on me and win a damn ball game? Tomorrow. I think it's a 7:07 first pitch, I believe, tomorrow night. Let me try and pull that up. I believe it is. 7:07 first pitch, Luke Weaver, Chris Bassitt. Win a damn ball game. I don't care how you do it. If it's a 3-2 win, a 2-1 win, for the love of God, I hope it's not. But if it is, whatever. Win a ball game. So you know what, guys? That's going to do it for this one. If you enjoyed the video and not the game today, if you're a Jays fan and if you're a Yankee fan and love the game today, because you probably did. There's not much else to play for right now, considering you guys are out of the playoffs, and that's no shot at you. It's what it is. Garrett Cole's going to win the Cy Young. Enjoy the start. Enjoy the Judge bombs. He had 2 today. The 2023 Blue Jays, ladies and gentlemen. Hit that like button, subscribe button, comment, go crazy. Twitter, Discord, Instagram, TikTok, all that stuff is down below. So follow up there if you've not done so already. And I'll be here no matter what, because I'm a nut job. Tomorrow night, the finale of the series against the New York Yankees. Luke Weaver, Chris Bassitt is a pitching matchup there. 7:07, first pitch at Rogers Center. Win a damn ball game, please. Thank you so much for listening and watching. I hope you enjoyed the video and, of course, not this game today. We'll talk to you guys then.